Flosstube. It's January 7th, Monday, and I'm actually getting a video out like I said I would. I'm hoping to get these videos taped at least once a week, this kind of video, and then I'm hoping to get a Stitch With Me video filmed later on this week. I haven't decided what day yet, maybe Thursday. And I'll probably have a similar format to what Teresa Kitten Stitcher does, in the sense that you'll be looking at me and not at my stitching, because my setup for my setup for either my camera or my phone, which I'm using now because some people said that the sound quality was better using my phone for videoing. I need to put the tripod kind of between my arms to stitch, which makes it a little bit difficult for me to stitch and talk, because it's an awkward position for me to be in. So I want to do something where I'm comfortable and then I'm free to chat with you about whatever's going on that day or in the stitchy world. So that's what I think I'm going to be doing this week in my Stitch With Me video. It'll be my first, so I'm a little bit nervous about how that's going to work out. I just taped a tutorial video for stitching on fabric where you're stitching over 2 threads mainly. So I showed how to stitch over 2 threads using a variety of fibers or surfaces. So I actually stitched on a tennis racket or a squash racket. I stitched on a piece of waste canvas, and I stitched on some 14 count, mainly to show how to split threads when you're doing fractional stitches with say a 14 count fabric or an 18 count fabric. So that's what I was up to a little bit earlier. And now I'm going to get right down to business, because I hosted a giveaway on my last day of Flossmas, and I wanted to I pulled the winners, and I want to show you who won. So I am going to do this way. So this is the St. Francis. Actually, let me take this out so there's no glare. Hopefully you can see that. This is the kit for the pair of St. Francis Janlin kit that I was offering up as a special treat for viewers. There were 6 people, so there were 43 comments altogether in the comments from the last video that I did, and 6 people were interested in that kit. And Kim Esmond was the lucky winner, or is the lucky winner, of the St. Francis kit. So Kim, I'll put my email address at the bottom, and just fire me off an email sending me your mailing address. I'm also going to let anybody know who had won during Flossmas. I'm getting everybody's everybody's prizes in the mail tomorrow. So that includes the winners that I'm drawing today and over the holidays. I'm sorry, I just didn't get to the post office, so I'm sorry about that. I got 1 or 2 out, and then I just I dropped the ball on the other one. So I'll get those out tomorrow, Tuesday. The next winner, and that's for this cute pattern called Snow Days. It's by Scissortail Designs. Okay, so that's the pattern. Oh, and I also wanted to mention, sorry, before I go to Snow Days, that Kim came over to this channel from watching Caroline at Off the Grid. So thanks so much for joining me, Kim. And thanks to Caroline for mentioning me so that you came over and got to watch my videos as well. So back to Snow Days. This one is won by Susanna Warner, who is a regular commenter on my videos, and I think has been with me from the beginning since I got a hair in my mouth, I think, since the beginning when I started doing Flosstube videos. So Susanna, I'm really happy that you won a prize. There were there were 43 comments, less as the 6 comments from the snowman, from St. Francis. Everybody else was interested in the snowman. So you do the math, because I'm not going to in public. Anyway, Susanna was the lucky winner, and I'm so pleased, because it's nice for it to go to regular commenters. But obviously, anytime I do a giveaway, as long as you're a stitcher, I don't mind where it goes or where in the world it goes and to who it's sent to, because stitchers are wonderful people. So I know they're going somewhere safe and happy and are going to get lots of stitchy love, which is wonderful. So the next thing I want to talk about is a couple of people had gotten in contact with me about doing a stitch along based on the Emma Congdon, oops, come back here. Based on, so this is one of my Flossmas starts. It's an Emma Congdon, what am I thinking of? Sampler, sweet, I think it's called Sweet Bee, or as Sweet as a Bee sampler. And a couple people, so Tina, who is Seaweed Otter, and another one of my lovely commenters, Susan, had gotten in contact with me about doing a stitch along, which I think is a great idea. So I've pulled this out of my Flossmas pile to work on for the next 3 months. So we're starting it today, the 7th of January, and we'll go from January, February, March to, we'll go until March 7th, and we may extend it, we'll see. But this is going to be a participative type of stitch along. So you don't need to finish, which is really important for me because I'm not sure if I'm going to finish. I'm going to try though. But what I want is, this is going to be held, I was going to do it on Facebook, but I'm going to do it on Instagram actually. So I'm going to use the Sweet Bee Sal, S-A-L, so hashtag Sweet Bee S-A-L. I want you to use that on Instagram. And if you're not on, if there's a few, let me know. If you're not on Instagram, I can't comment on Instagram. Maybe I'll do something over on the Facebook page as well. So let me know if that's your preference. Otherwise, it's going to be on Instagram under that hashtag, which I'll put at the bottom of the screen. And basically, we're going to work on it together for the next 3 months. And what I mean by participative is that you don't need to show me a finished product at the end. I want to see how you're doing every few days or every week, once a week, and, you know, comments on other people's comments. And so the more you participate, the more entries you get in terms of winning a prize. And the prize is currently, I don't know. I will come up with 1 or 2 if I have 2, if I have the contest running in Instagram and Facebook. I'll come up with a couple of neat prizes that I'm sure you'll love to get, and we'll go from there. So that's the Sweet Bee stitch along, which I'm really excited about. And I wanted to show you, so with Flossmas, and I'll insert here where I got to the end of in Flossmas, and then this is me picking out my bee because I made a mistake. So I'll insert that here. Okay, so I restitched my bee and got a little bit extra done. The only problem is I still have a problem with my bee. So my 2 E's are fine, but the letter B I need to rip out again. So I think I have to rip out the whole thing, unfortunately. So I have to restart that piece. So if anybody's starting or just collecting threads, or, oh, and I forgot to tell you which magazine, sorry, this is in. This is from The World of Cross Stitching, issue number 269. Okay, so it's this pattern. But Emma Congdon is the lovely designer at, where is she, Stitchrovia? Let's look. See if it says here, maybe it doesn't. I believe it's Stitchrovia. I will put that underneath as well. And you may be able to get this, because this magazine's been out for a little while, you may be able to purchase this from her directly. 84, doesn't say, but I believe it's Stitchrovia. I'm taping on my phone, so I can't correct myself if I'm wrong, and I probably have people screaming at me, telling me exactly what the name of her company is, and of course I'm missing it entirely. So it is Emma Congdon. I'll put her name at the bottom, and I'll put her shop at the bottom as well, so that you may be able to buy the pattern now, or download the pattern or purchase the pattern separately from the magazine, because it's been out. This is issue 269. I can't tell you the date. Does it say the date on these? Nope, just says The World of Cross Stitching. Doesn't tell me what the month is. I should know, I realize, but I don't want to take the sticker off on here. Anyway, I know it's number 269, so that's as good as I'm getting today. So as I mentioned at the end of my last video for Flossmas, is that my goal is to go back through my Flossmas starts, pick them out as I go, and finish them up. So I'm happy to say that I have finished my Lizzie Kate Cozy Christmas Wishes. So this is a free graph and pattern on the Lizzie Kate website, and it calls for a little charm right here, and here is a terrible picture of what the charm looks like. Now I didn't want to order a charm. I just went to Michael's and picked up a set of 6 charms to use on different things. And so I thought that this was appropriate, the little hot chocolate and the cookie, and it's all finished. And hopefully you can read that. The charm says love, because I love chocolate, I love hot chocolate, I love cookies, and I love Christmas. So I thought it was appropriate. This is stitched on 28 count tea and coffee dyed Monaco. And I've used, as I always do, I use Chelsea and Priscilla's The Real Housewife of Cross Stitches tutorial on how to tea and coffee dye. Every time I dye, I just pull up that video and dye along with it, even though I've done it many, many times, just to make sure I haven't forgotten anything along the way. It's a great video, easy to understand. They do it in Priscilla's kitchen, so it's you know, it's something that you're doing at home and is really fun to do. And easy to do, so don't be intimidated if you're going for that kind of tea, coffee dye, grungy look, because it's a really easy way to get it. That is all for me today. As I mentioned, it is Monday. I have all the Christmas decorations still up. We had a wonderful, wonderful party here on Saturday night where we had almost 30 people in the house, children included, so we invited all our friends and their kids from 2 o'clock on in the afternoon, and it turned out great. It was a really, really fun time. Yesterday was Old Christmas Day, January 6th, and I always keep my decorations up until January 6th because that was the tradition when I was growing up, and it's a tradition for many people here, although not everybody. It's kind of an older tradition, but it's one that I keep up. So this week I'm taking down Christmas decorations, and I have to admit that I find it a little bit depressing to take down decorations. I put up a lot, and it's going to take quite a bit to take it all down, and I need to, while I'm taking it down this year, I need to reorganize our storage area under the stairs in the storage room for my Christmas things because it has gotten extremely out of hand and I need to get gain some control of that. So that's what I'm going to be working on this week along with my stitching. And I've also taken out my next Flossmas start. Let's see if I can find it over here. Sorry for that. Reach. The next one that I pulled out to work on this week along with my Sweet Bee cell is another free pattern. This one's by Blackbird Designs. It's called Now I Know My ABCs. So it's that pattern there. And I'll show you where I'm starting. I'll take a picture of it as well so I can insert it in the next video to show you where I started. This is also on 28 count coffee and tea dyed Monaco. And this is my starting point. So that's how much I got done during Flossmas. So I got quite a bit. Well, quite a bit. I'm probably about a quarter of the way done. So hopefully next week or the week after I'll have another finish. And that's the nice thing about these Flossmas ornaments, doing them in between doing a larger sampler like the bee sampler, because I will get that sense of satisfaction of finishing something, getting more things moving. And I'm sure I'll start 1 or 2 or 3, I don't know, I'll start some new projects this year, but my plan is to really work through my Flossmas projects. And because they're so small, they're great for traveling, great to use in the car when I'm waiting for the boys for school pickup, which is soon. I need to keep an eye on the time. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun finishing up those Flossmas projects. Keeping in mind that I had 3 or 4 large projects that will take me quite a while to do. A lot of the small ornaments I should be able to chug through this year and get finished. So it's been great chatting with you. I will chat with you again later this week when I do my Stitch With Me video. And I hope you get some stitchy time in this week because that's what makes us all happy. Take care. I'll chat with you soon. Bye.